What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight.
Hello. Hello there, Mr. Honest. Welcome to the stream.
Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Get on board. We're soaring on top of
Hello, hello, and welcome to another stream here with Vlad the Noob. Welcome to today's lovely stream. Once again, we are in my favorite country, probably on the face of the planet, although I've never been there, weirdly. From what I've heard and seen, one of my favorite countries in the entire planet. On the entire planet. What's wrong with me? On the entire planet. One of my favorite cultures, one of my favorite people, the Japanese, ladies and gentlemen. So today we are in Japan, and I am always thrilled to fly in Japan in Microsoft Flight Sim, because honestly, flying in Japan, especially after that world update that came along in Microsoft Flight Sim for Japan is just amazing to fly in. The scenery is beautiful, everything is great. It has a lot of good airports as well in Japan. So yeah. Looking forward to this wonderful flight. In addition to that, I am flying one of my very favorite aircrafts, the local legend NAMC YS-11 by Inibuilds. I picked it up during the initial release. It was really cheap, and it's been one of the best purchases. It's a lovely aircraft, and I absolutely love it. I adore this thing. Unfortunately, there has been I have one complaint about it, which we'll get into in a bit. But apart from that, there's an absolutely beautiful aircraft that I'm really glad I got my hands on. It's been a while since you've flown. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've flown every aircraft. That's why I'm literally taking rounds, flying everything again, just to refresh my memory. Because I've been not flying for so long. It's been a long time since I flew anything. Particularly this aircraft too, so it'll be a good refresher to fly this. It's a lovely aircraft. I love the way it sounds. I love the effects and the gimmicks and the details that come with it. It's a beautiful thing. And to top it off, it's Japanese. You can't hate on the Japanese. So today, as you can see, we're on a very beautiful island that we're going to take a closer look at. That is Hachijojima. The Hachijojima Island in Japan. Off the coast of Japan, you've got Hachijojima, and we are currently at Hachijojima Airport. Okay? So this is Hachijo Island. Hachijojima is the name of the airport and the group of islands. There's a small island called Kojima right nearby that we will also be able to see once we get into the air. So Hachijojima, Japan. Okay? Now that's the walk around mode, but before we do anything inside or outside the aircraft for that matter, for some reason the controls aren't working. Oh, they are. Okay, there we go. Let's just take the moment to quickly take I just said lake. Take a look around this beautiful island. Look at it. These beautiful trees, the pink and white leaves there. Anna says the fuselage looks very similar to an ATR. I'll have to kind of disagree, but I see why you're saying that. Yeah, I get why you're saying that, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. But look at this beautiful island. Look at it. Look at the absolutely beautiful greenery. Or should I say pinkery? Not a good joke. But look at this. The pink and white trees with the leaves, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I've never seen something like this in my life. The fact that they did a world update for Japan, that is one of the best things that's happened in the flight simulator. Because honestly, if you guys don't fly in Japan in Microsoft Flight Sim, you are missing out. Whether 2020, 2024, go and fly in Japan in random places. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let's take a closer look at these apparent cherry blossoms. I'm not sure if they are cherry blossoms per se. Let's take a closer look at these trees just to appreciate what exactly they are. And I believe this is a handcrafted airport as well in Microsoft Flight Sim. Plenty of lovely handcrafted airports and free sceneries available for Japan. Another reason why you should definitely fly in Japan. Beautiful place, honestly. I want to get more airports for Japan just so I can fly here. It's just beautiful. So yeah, let's have a closer look at these trees here. Yeah, they appear to be some sort of, well, they're not shaped like cherry blossoms. So I'm not sure if they are. But I don't think these are cherry blossoms. No, they're not cherry blossoms. This is not a cherry blossom. It's beautiful though. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the different shades that they come in. Man, lovely. Look at that. Just walking through here is so lovely. This is brilliant. I'm having a good time. Anas, I've been thinking that we should buy, like, there are those ground vehicles available for purchase, particularly the off-road ones available for purchase in Microsoft Flight Sim. I've been thinking that we should buy them and go for trips, like in Africa, in Japan, and we could use the camp out utility to set up a camp and have a nice little thing. You know, that would be a nice, unique thing to do. What do you think? I think that's what I'm gonna do. And mark my words, that's the next thing I'm gonna do. Not the next live stream or the video, but that is the next thing I'm spending my money on when it comes to Flight Sim. I'm gonna get ourselves some vehicles that we can drive in Microsoft Flight Sim, and I'm gonna get ourselves the camp out utility in Microsoft Flight Sim. So that's what I'm gonna do, and we're gonna have a good time, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take our bush flying to another level. Anyway, that's a story for another day. For today, let's get back to our flight at hand, which is to take our beautiful aircraft here, the NAMC, from Hachijojima to Tokyo Haneda. Alright, so we're going to be flying into Tokyo Haneda using this lovely aircraft. Brilliant. Let's now go back into the walk around mode and get rid of some of our covers and stuff here. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the chalks. The covers have gone. That has gone. Let's open up that door. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful. All right. Okay. Let's go to, what shall we do first? Let's get rid of the handrest here. Let's go to the tablet here, go to ground. Let's connect up a ground power unit. Let's open up our door here. Well, something in Russian I cannot read. Somebody with a username in Russian that I cannot read has said something in Russian that I cannot read. Greetings to you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. I do not understand what you're saying, but welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They should put a translator in the chat. Is there a translator bot that I can put in the chat? You know what? I'm going to look into that. A translator bot. So that people can type in whatever language they want. Okay. We're opening up the stairs as well. We can see that action right here. There's lovely animation for the stairs opening up. Just beautiful stuff. Look at that. And he said good morning. Well, thank you very much, Anas, for that translation. Good morning to you too. Good morning to you too. He said, beautiful plane? Well, thank you very much for that. It is a beautiful plane indeed, isn't it? It's a local legend that's available for MSFS. I don't know if it's still available, but it should be. Thank you very much, Anas, for your translation services. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And that's why you have that shield next to your name, right? Thank you so much. Okay, all that being said, let's get back into the aircraft. And all right, Mr. Anas, I'll see you in some time. All right. Okay, man. All right, I'll see you in some time. Okay, let's get the batteries going here. Let's turn on the external power. We can, excuse me. Okay. That is a lot of Russian, man. Let me see if I can translate that. Give me a second. Bro, I think run it through the translator for me, will you? Oh, unfortunately, I can't use. Oh, God. Okay, let's try. Where can I download liveries for it? I don't quite understand how to install them. To download liveries, you go to flightsim.to. Okay, that's all you gotta do. You go to flightsim.to, and that will you search for liveries from there for this aircraft. And how do you install them? You extract the file, you copy what's inside the file to your community folder, and that's all you have to do to install the liveries. Okay, I hope that helps. All right, that being said, let's go ahead with the fuel pumps here. That's good, and we are pretty much ready to get ourselves started up, if I'm being honest. Let's get the nav light on, let's get the passenger lights on there. And let's get our radio up and running. I'm assuming you said thank you. You are welcome. Okay? You are welcome. You're welcome. All right, so we've got all of that going. That's brilliant. Great. Since we got all of that going, we can now go ahead and start up our engines and get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do, let's put that to on there. Make sure our parking brake is actually set, which it is. Altitude reporting is on, which it is. Great, we're ready to start up our engines, so let's just go ahead and do that. Let's put that to start, go to engine number 1 and start up our engine. Okay. Let's do the same with Push that up to max there. We can do the same with engine number 2. Alright. Engine number 2. Come on. There we go. Let's start it up. There we go. It's coming alive. Fuel quantities are all good for this. Don't need to worry about it. We're supposed to load the passengers and stuff, and I didn't do that. Nah, it doesn't matter because this aircraft does not have... Should we try that? You know what? Let me try that, right? Let me try that. Let me actually switch off the engines. Let me shut off the engines. Let me actually try if GSX actually works with this, because why not? Let's go to home. Let's download the SimBrief stuff. There's a SimBrief plan for today. Now, usually I have to use the tablet here to load this aircraft. That's how I usually do it, because it doesn't have any sort of payload capacity from the inbuilt tablet. So usually I go here and load the data directly into this. But what if we can use GSX? So let's try GSX. Okay, let's try GSX. Okay, let's see. Request. Come on, let's see what we can do with GSX here. Request boarding. Is that even possible? Okay, we've requested boarding. Let's see if it actually works. I'll be shocked if it actually works. No. Where are the passengers? Okay, there's the flight attendant. Okay, there are the flight attendants in there. Oh, there comes the passenger bus. All right, great. There comes the so GSX does work with this. Interesting. Let's see if it actually affects the payload balance and the mass and stuff like that. Let's see if that actually works, because usually it doesn't. So I'm curious now to see. I've never tried GSX with this aircraft. I don't think I have. Have I? Well, I don't remember. Let's see. Here comes the passengers. We can have a look at them boarding our aircraft. Okay. Oh, we didn't request fueling though. Okay, you know what? I'll also request fueling, because why not? So everything has been requested pretty much. Yeah, we'll leave it like this. Let's get into the cockpit for a second. Make sure everything is looking good. It is okay. We are on external power, so we don't need to worry about any of this. Leave this in the off position now. Yeah, that will make the propellers unfeather like we just saw. Brilliant. Excellent. So wait for this boarding process to finish up pretty much. That's cool. Check that out. That's a lot of baggage. It's gonna take a while to finish this. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Come on, be quicker than this. Good lord, this is gonna take a while. Let's look at the passenger loading. Let's see if the actual mass and balance of the aircraft is being affected or not. It's not. See, this is the problem I have. The actual balance and mass of the aircraft is not really being affected by it. Then what's the point? See, this is the problem I have. So, I think Microsoft Flight Sim should be... I think Flight Sim should have a way of integrating the inbuilt aircraft loading thing with SimBrief. Because otherwise we got a problem here. You see that? It's not. So we still have to go and input the stuff manually here. That's gonna be a pain. That's definitely gonna be a pain. And I believe the SimBrief Pro thing is in kilos. Let me have a look. It is in kilos, isn't it? So let's change that to pounds. I'm gonna change that to pounds here. Current time. Okay, why not? Okay, pounds, please. Yes. Hope the route hasn't changed too much. It has changed. No, it hasn't changed that much. Okay, great. Generate that. Okay, now we got our weights here in pounds and we can easily use that. Okay, great. Okay. So GSX loading is only visual. It doesn't actually affect the aircraft's mass. That doesn't make any sense. So we just wasted time for no reason. This is just visual. Okay, so that's not good. Ce n'est pas good. Okay. Let's go ahead and load the aircraft then. Okay. So passenger number is 60. Block fuel is 5,800 pounds. And baggage is 3,300. All right. Let's load that in using this particular menu right here. We go here. Seats, we've got 60 passengers, so let's put that up right now at 60. Oh, 58 is the max. Okay, fine. Max passengers. Load immediately. Cargo, we're going to go towards 3,300. So let's do 3,300. Come on, give me 33. Okay, this is good enough. Load it. And then fuel. No, cargo is supposed to be... No, fuel is supposed to be 5,800. 5,800 pounds of fuel. So I'm just gonna... right there. There we go. Load. Done. 5,800 in fuel, 3,300 in cargo, and full aircraft in terms of seat. We've got everything we need, and that's fantastic. All right. All of that is done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and get the engine started now because I don't want to wait anymore. So let's just go ahead and do that. Turn that on. Same process that we just did. Engine number 1. Coming to life. There we go. Oh, we need to put our anti-collision lights on, my bad. Extend the landing lights there as well. Okay, that's done. Go towards number 2. Start it up. Engine number 2 starting up. Looking good. Looking good. Generator on. That on. That done. Excellent. Okay, we'll get our taxi light on in a second. We should have actually closed up all the doors and stuff, right? Before starting the engine, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, we can put that down there. Engine relight can be on here. There we go. Done deal. Let's turn that on, start that up, and start that up. There we go. Actually, we'll turn this on right before we take off the engine relight. Fuel pumps as well, we'll turn them on right before takeoff. Yeah, the rest we'll do it right before takeoff. Let's get our GPS aligned here. Let's acquire all the signals and get our GPS system aligned and ready to go. And once we do that, we'll tune in our flight plan for the day. Radio shack. Our radios need to be turned on. There we go. That's done. We have power to the radios and the cooling. That's already done. Great. We'll leave our taxi lights on in preparation. Let's put our flaps down to position 15 for takeoff. So for position 15, we're gonna do 1, 2. That's a 10, and now it's going down to position 15. There we go. Brilliant. I like that you can easily see it right here. That's flaps 15. All good. Okay. There we go. Acquiring GPS signals. Waiting for that. Ah, there we go. There's our signal. Now we can go ahead and tune in our flight plan for the day. Now the problem with this is this particular GNS 430 system cannot take airways, so everything has to be input manually. First, we're going to select our departure procedure, which is out of RJTH, using which Topit 1. Okay, that's interesting. We're going to select that, runway 08, correct, and we're going to load that in. Then, from Topit, we're going to go towards Lutna, is what it's called, I believe. Lutna. Should we fly more direct? We could. Yeah, well, let's just go directly to our arrival. Let's just do that directly. So we're going to skip all of this to Arosa and all of that. We're not going to program in the waypoints on Y875 all the way to Arosa. We're just going to go directly towards Arosa itself. So let's just do that. Clear that. Let's go back up there. Let's go RJTT. That is where we are landing, which is Tokyo Haneda Airport right there. Okay, we're going to enter that and we're going to use Arosav as our, there we go, runway 34 right into Tokyo Haneda. Okay, enter that. We're going to load that as well. Now if we take a look at our flight plan, we've got our departure like this and our arrival directly tuned in like this. Okay, we don't have anything in between. We're not using any in between waypoints, and that's fine. We can also go ahead and select our approach. Okay, for approach we're going to use 34 right, so we're going to use ILS 34Z right is what we're going to use. That's what I would like to use today. So let's do that, and we're going to use, which vectors are we going to use? Do we use vectors or clear that? Go back to flight plan. Let's have a look. What is the last one? It's Darks LD1 Umuki Arosa. Okay, fine. Let's see. 34 ILS Z 34 right. Let's use that. We're gonna enter that. Yeah, let's just use that. Load it up. Yep, please. Understood. It's just for guidance. That's fine. Understood. And this is how we're going to land into runway 34, right? Okay. There's our flight plan. We're just gonna press that to go back to our nav page there. Where's our nav page? Okay. There we go. That's it. Good. So we're done with it and we are ready to taxi out of here. Just like that. Fantastic. Fantastic. So we can taxi out of here now. Yeah, we're ready for taxiing pretty much. Okay, great. Our takeoff today is out of runway 08. Yeah, runway 08. It's runway 08. Yeah, good. Let me release that parking brake. Oh, we've still got external power connected. Move that. Remove that ground power unit. Turn that off as well. Okay, great. All right. We are clear to get ourselves out of here. Parking brake has been released. Now, as I was saying before, the complaint that I have with this aircraft is the fact that it's suddenly become difficult to taxi it. It used to be extremely easy to taxi, and now its taxiing is a little bit funny. That is my complaint with it. It either gets away from you or it doesn't go fast enough. Those are the only two settings that are available, and that's very annoying. That is very annoying. Okay, there we go. So now, as you can see, it's literally stuck. Like, it will eventually just stop if I don't give it more engine power, and that's something that I find very annoying now. So taxiing it is difficult. Something to remember. Look at that. I don't know why it does that, but it does. You need a lot more power, and once you get a bit of power enough to taxi it, it runs away from you. So it's quite strange. So yeah. In either case. So let me put the brake on that. Lining it up. Okay, that'll do. Kaleem, hello there. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's prepare for takeoff now. Let's put the engine relight on. Let's put our fuel control pumps there on. That's great. Pitot heats, static heater, we don't need that just yet, although the temperature is likely to fall as we fly. along, so that's something that we need to watch out for. But apart from that, everything is looking good. Let's turn on our takeoff landing lights. That's fine. Yeah, let's increase our fuel trim all the way to max. Let's put our transponder, TCAS systems, transponder, ATC, whatever you want to call it, to on position there. I think we're pretty much ready to get out of here. Okay, so let's do that. 50% release. Okay. It's all over the place today. Okay, let's pull up. There we go. Oh, come on. Okay, a little difficulty there. Gear up. Okay, now before we head out towards Tokyo, we're going to take a look around the island of Hachijima. Is it called Hachijima? What did I just say? Hachijojima, sorry. Hachijojima is what we're going to take a look around. We are going to Tokyo Haneda from Hachijojima. Okay, so before we go there, let's first do this. Let us turn on the heading right there, just like that. Let's bring down our throttle to 90%, which it has. And let's bring down this lever somewhere here. Okay, so let's do that. There we go. Yep, there we go. That's done. Good. All right. Let's now take a look at the island real closely. Let's enjoy some of the beautiful scenery on this island before we head out towards Tokyo. There is the island of Hachijo, right here. Excellent. We also reduce the propeller RPM slightly, not by a lot. There we go. Look at that. I think we should hold the altitude now. I don't want to get up over the clouds. But there we go. The beautiful island of Hachijo. There's the runway we just took off from. So we'll take a loop around this island and then we'll head on towards Tokyo using our GPS. Look at that. We'll use some cinematic for this. This is the island of Kojima. In front of us is the island of Kojima. So together they are Hachijojima. Wonderful. After one round around this island, we're going to go back to where we left off. That is, we're going to recapture the GPS track and we'll resume the flight. Look at this beautiful, beautiful view. The whole island looks like a garden. It's so nice. Because of the pink leaves on those trees there, they just look good. Looks amazing. This is brilliant. The drone view doesn't do justice to this one, but here it is. This is a beautiful island. Check that out. Check that out. I stand corrected. The drone view does work here. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, we need to be careful there. There's some mountains there. So I'm gonna head back into the cockpit here. Make sure we can clear the mountains. Yes, we can. Alright, that's good. Beautiful. Alright. Now that we've taken a look at the island, we can now go ahead and jump back into our flight, recapture the GPS track, and be on our way towards Tokyo Haneda. So let's do just that, shall we? Okay, let's head back into the cockpit here. Let's turn around and recapture the GPS track. Then we'll be on our way. So last few views here. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Check that out. All right. Okie dokie. Let's recapture that GPS track. It's off to our left. So we'll go this way, and then from here we'll head on out towards Tokyo. Allow the aircraft to climb to our cruising altitude today, which again is at 17,000 feet. So we'll allow the aircraft to climb up there. Okay, let's do that a little steeper than that. There we go. That's much better. Just have to make sure it doesn't stall off. There's our GPS track. Good. Excellent. We can turn off our engine relight, doesn't really matter. We can turn off our pumps. We could turn off landing lights, although we are below 10,000 feet, we could turn them off. Taxi lights can come off. Passenger signs can remain on, all the rest can remain on. Okay, flaps are not up fully yet, so let's just go ahead and do that. Flaps 10. Try and get it some more speed there. Actually, we'll go flaps up all the way. Fuel trim, we will... Okay, let's select GPS track mode now. Let's see if the aircraft can capture it automatically. It seems to be. Let's decrease our fuel trim a lot. We need to decrease that a lot here. All the way down to there. There we go. Fuel trim down. Good. We're on our way to Tokyo. Look at that. And climbing 4,000 feet. Flaps up, landing gear up. Radio working, navigation system working as expected. Good. Good, we are all clear, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't we take a cinematic few looks as we leave behind the island of Hachijojima, or rather the island cluster of Hachijojima, the island of Hachijo and Kojima behind. Okay, there we go, drone mode there. Beautiful. Check that out. That is beautiful. That's a lovely, lovely, lovely scene right there. Flying away from the island. Okay, we're making our turn. Slight turn at least. I don't know why we're doing that. Okay. Let's actually get back inside, make sure we're actually going well. We are. So that's good. Let's increase the range, so we have a better idea of what exactly the plane is doing. It's wonderful. 200 knots, 250 or 200? 200 knots, 250 is here. We're climbing out 6,700. Okay, that seems fine. So it's going to be a while before we're in Tokyo. However, today we are going to use sim rate to speed up the cruise again. So we'll do that in a bit. For now, we don't need to do anything. Just enjoying the passenger views. Look at that. This is a view that I really like. This is a view that I really like. Okay, let me put on some flight details. Just Mahad Wasif 2849. Welcome to the chat. Anas is not here at the moment. Anas is not here at the moment. I don't think Anas is here at the moment. I think he stepped away for a while. He should be back. Which ocean is this? I don't think we're flying over an ocean. Well, it is an ocean technically, but let's take a look. So we are looking at the Pacific. Oh wait, not the Pacific. What am I saying? Oh yeah, we can't zoom out more than this. That's one of the problems. I'll tell you in just a second. Hold on. Yeah, this is the Pacific, right? Yeah, it is. This is the Pacific. We are flying over technically the Pacific Ocean, but it's not exactly the Pacific Ocean because we're kind of right off the coast of Japan. So we're not too deep into the ocean per se. I'm sure it has another name. Unfortunately, I'm not able to read off anything here. But yeah, it is basically the Pacific Ocean is what we are. The Pacific War Theater. Anyway, So that's what's happening right now. Okay, looking good. Let's head back into the cockpit here. 9,000 feet coming up, 10,000 feet coming up. We could turn off the passenger signs now. Don't really need them anymore. Landing lights and all the relevant lights are already off. So yeah, we've still got 7,000 feet to go to top of climb. So that is quite a way to go at this rate of speed. We are already in Japan. We just took off from an island off the coast of Japan, so that is Japan. Now we're going to mainland Japan to Tokyo Haneda. That's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. But we are already in Japanese waters. This is already Japan. Cabin lights, we don't need them. Yeah, cool. I don't think I can use the map effectively. There we go. We can view the map here. Straightforward. So we took off from here and we are going towards RJTT. Now TT is not showing up here. I don't know why it's not showing up, but it's somewhere here. It's right here. It's supposed to show up. Yep, right here. This is where we're going. That is where we're going. Yep. So we're here, we're going somewhere here. There you go. Good. 11,000 feet. This is going to take a while. It's time to fast forward our climb here because it's taken some time. So let's go into 4 with that. Yeah, come on. Let's get ourselves to 17,000 feet as quickly as possible. Oh, that's a good view too. We also have some wind pushing us. Let's see what the wind is. We have a 54 knot crosswind at the moment. Almost direct 56 knot crosswind. So there is a very serious wind, and that's why we are crabbing sideways here. In case you're wondering why the aircraft is crabbing so badly, it's because we have a very serious crosswind. Look at that. See that? So our direction of travel is like this and we are crabbing. Because of the crosswind that we have, it's about 56 to 60 knot worth of crosswind. That's a lot. So we are heading up to 16,000 feet now, almost there. Okay, 7. And we can... okay, 16.6. There we go. Let's go into 1 speed and 17,000 feet just there, and we can press altitude hold button. So we hold at around 17,000 feet, 17,100 feet. What is it going to hold at? 17,100. Okay, that's fine. We'll keep it here. We'll keep it here and then we'll fast forward so we can get rid of this cruise part and we'll enjoy the views. We'll go into 2 for now. Let's check out some views, shall we? There we go. about to make a turn, so we might as well go in there. The altitude is displayed on the top left of the nav bar. It's displayed on the top left. There we go, we're making that turn. Hello, Anas, you're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So yeah, Kaleem, the altitude is displayed on the top left corner. You can read it off the top left corner, Mr. Kaleem. Anas, we are on our way to Tokyo. We took off without any issue. We took a look around the island. And now we are here, mate. We're going at into 2 speed with the simulator so we can reach there a little quicker. So we don't waste too much time at the cruise portion of this stream. So yeah, if we take a look at here, we are flying towards Arosa. From Arosa, it should be interesting how we manage this approach and landing into Tokyo Haneda using just this GNS 430, which isn't a very advanced system, but it does have more functionality than people think. However, things like airways and automatic approach, stuff like that, I don't think is available. Okay. So let's see how it goes. Take a look at some drone view here. Okay. Oh, we're about to make that turn. We're making that turn, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. We're making that turn. We're making that turn. Okay. Let's see. What should we do now? We're coming up on where we should probably begin descending. Let's have a closer look at the navigation system here. Let's reduce our range. Yeah, we're coming up where we should be. It's so difficult to see things clearly here, isn't it? So let's see. We're gonna go in like this, and let's see what we can do. You know what we can do? We can activate vectors to final, or we can activate approach. Let's do that. Okay, you know what we'll do? It's time to descend. It is time to descend. Let's put our rate back to 1. And it's time to descend, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to descend. So let's begin our descent. There we go. We've begun descending down. Towards what altitude are we looking at? Maybe around 2,500, but for now we're going down from 17,000 feet. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, from here on out I don't think I'll use fast forward. Yeah, no, I won't. Actually, let's go towards Utbo fast forward. So let's head towards Utbo a little quicker than that. Go. Can we see the mainland yet? Yep, there it is. Mainland is ahead of us. Fantastic. The mainland is just ahead of us. There we go. We've reached mainland Japan, everybody. We've reached mainland Japan. There we go. Coming in at around 10,000. Coming in at around 10,000, so let's see how that goes. Let's push back our rate selected to into 1 speed. Gonna close that up. Let's go put our landing lights on already. Let's put our passenger seatbelt signs on. So what is the ETA? Current ETA at current speed is going to be about 30 minutes to touchdown is what I'm looking at. 30 minutes to touchdown. The ETA given on the top of the nav bar is based on the current speed in the air, which is gonna be significantly reduced as we descend, so that's not accurate. Okay, so we're heading down towards 9,000 through 9,000 feet. A little steep, but a little quick as well. 240 knots. Yeah, so it will take about 30 minutes for wheels down from what I'm looking at. At least 20-25 minutes for wheels down. And the fact that we're using a GNS 430 doesn't make things easier because I can't really tell what's going on. I think the procedure, if we take a look at the flight plan, approach starts at Camel. And if you take a look at this, Camel is here. So if we want to, we can fly directly to Camel, but it's not going to be the same. Okay? It is not going to be the same. So let's see how things function. Should I just fly directly to the Camel if I have the altitude? What altitude are we at? 7,000. It's a little too high for Camel. So, you know what I can do? I have an idea. I can fly direct to Umukino. What do you mean Haneda is still better? Camel is the ILS for Haneda. So we're landing into 34 right. And Camel is where the ILS starts. So if we take the procedure up here and then come back down, that's going to be much longer than what we want. So maybe we should go and do I just activate direct to Camel? That is a question. What have I just done? How do you direct to Camel? Yeah, direct to Camel, activate, enter. There we go. We're going direct to Camel now. But we're too high, so we need to descend and we need to slow down. So I'm going to go 50% throttle. So we can slow down a little bit, but let's descend quicker. You know what? I'll also use the heading here and I'll turn it around towards Camel like this. There we go. But we need to descend though. We need to descend quick. So it's not going to be easy. No, it's not a regional airport, Mr. Anas. This is not going to be easy. This is going to be a rushed landing. This is going to be a rushed landing. Oh, it's going to be rough. Let's see. We're okay though. We're okay at the. But let's see just how. 4,000 feet. If we hit 3,000 feet, we're good. Once we hit 3,000 feet, we're good. Okay, we're flying directly towards Camel at the moment, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, okay, just a little bit more. There we go. We're flying towards Camel. Yeah, we can hit 3,000 feet before we reach Camel. It'll be fine. Yep, it'll be just fine. Just the speed is a problem. The speed is a problem at the moment because we're a little too fast. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look out our window there. There is... we're looking at Yokohama and Kawasaki. The areas of Yokohama and Kawasaki are what we're looking at right now. 3,300 feet. Still zooming along here. This is fast. We need to slow down. Let me cut that throttle down significantly. Okay. Ooh, let's hold altitude. And let's give it 50% throttle now. So we don't bleed off too much speed. There we go. Looking good. Holding altitude. That is good. Let's change this to V-lock, to the localizer. Hopefully it's in the right frequency. Is it? 108.90 is correct. Yep, it's in the right frequency right here. And let's go towards track mode. Yep, track mode has been captured. Let's go towards full-on localizer mode. Okay. Let's see if it will do its job. Let's slow the aircraft down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Slowing aircraft down. 2,500 feet. Go below 2,500 feet, right? Here we are. We should put our gear down. Landing gear down. Look at that. Check that out. Sky dolly running. Let's head back in. This is rough. This is a very rushed landing at the moment. Okay. I need to pay attention. Okay. Localizer enabled. Heading 340 is what we're going to use. Okay, we're not descending for some reason just yet. Okay, that's okay. We're okay for the time being. Heading is going to be 338 for the runway in question. There we go. That's done. We just need to begin descending. Flaps down, please. We're a little slower than I'd like. But we can always increase that just a little bit right there. Flaps down to 15. Let's take a look at all flaps down there. Look at that. Beautiful as we fly over. Which region are we flying over exactly? We are over the area of Kizarazu. Kizarazu is what we're flying over. We're about to cross over into an area near Kawasaki, which is right where Tokyo Haneda is anyway. Okay, so far we seem to be on track, but glide slope is yet to begin doing its job. We need minimums at 200. So I'm just gonna put that at 200. There we go. I don't know if this is for minimums. We'll find out. Speed is good. Flaps are looking okay. I want to be full flaps while we land, but we're yet to go into our descent. But localizer seems to be working. All right. There's that bridge right there that you can see very clearly. Let's look at that. Look at that beautiful bridge right there. Why aren't we descending is the question. Let's have a look. Okay, not yet near the glide slope. We still have some time. Sky Dolly has been running, so it's okay. All right, it's interesting. Let's see how this landing goes, eh? Our landing here has been down for a while now. And that's okay. We're below 2,500 feet in height above ground, so let's head back here. We've begun descending, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we've caught the glide slope here successfully. Yes, we have. We have caught the glide slope successfully, and we are descending. Beautiful. Would you look at that? Everything working as it should. We need to slow down. So let's slow down. Let's slow down a bit more. Actually, let's go all the way to idle there. Let's push this up, which we should. Let's push that up, which we should. Okay. And we need engine relight on, fuel pumps they're on. Let's leave the taxi lights on. Those are already on. Everything else here is where it's supposed to be, which is brilliant. Altitude reporting, fuel trim to maximum, please. Thank you very much. Fuel trim set to maximum. Altitude reporting on. That is on. Good. Good. Uh-oh. We are slowing down too much. I'm gonna stall. I'm gonna stall. Okay, there we go. This is a mistake I make with this aircraft a lot, so ignore that, please. I forget that it doesn't have auto throttle, so it's something that we need to be aware of. We're at 1,300 feet. I will take control of it momentarily. Let's put our flaps down further, shall we? Let me just slow it down so I can put the flaps down even further. Coming up on 1,000 feet. Okay, let's give it engine thrust because we don't want it to stall. There we go. Brilliant, full flaps. We have visual, so I'm going to get rid of the autopilot now. There we go, autopilot gone. My aircraft. Wait, it's still on autopilot somehow. How is that possible? No, it's not. Okay, it's my aircraft. All right. Flaps full. Engine thrust looking okay. The aircraft is being influenced by the autopilot somehow. I don't know what is going on. Okay. Alright, I believe I have control. Okay, a little bit of stutters there. That's fine. There we go. The trim is out of whack. Oh god, the trim is so bad. Okay. Yeah, the autopilot messed up that trim, but that's okay. We've made it into Tokyo Haneda. That trim was so bad. The trim was just terrible. I know why. The same thing that happens to me before with this aircraft has happened. I nearly stalled when I was descending on the glide slope. I nearly stalled, and that made the autopilot change the trim, and from there everything gets messed up, but that's okay. Switch that back down to ground. Let's decrease. Actually, you know what, we'll leave that the way it is. I don't really care about it. Let's put that off. Let's put our flaps up completely. We don't need these anymore. We don't need these. We don't need the fuel pumps. There we go. Okay, there we go. Very, very good. Release parking brake. Let's get ourselves into Tokyo. Haneda. All right. Where shall we park this lovely aircraft? We'll go off to our left. The landing is not going to be good on this one. That trim was out of whack. So that landing was not good. That landing was not good because that trim is out of whack. I always make that mistake. For this aircraft, I need to take control way before so that I can adjust the trim and get settled into the way how the aircraft handles rather than wait for 1,000 feet like I usually do. So that's something to remember with this aircraft. Where possible, just take control manually, quickly. Anyway, you live and you learn. It is part of the process. I wish I had a better landing though. Yeah, I guess it was still good. But yeah, you forget when you get used to the modern airlines, you forget you have to watch your airspeed. You have to watch your airspeed. Anyway, let's just head on towards the parking. Right there in front, we'll park it in front. Lovely Japan. Well, it was an okay recovery, right? Let's put ourselves in here somewhere, shall we? Let's turn this lovely jet of ours this way. There we go. There we go. Welcome to Tokyo Haneda, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at that landing replay. Let's see what exactly I messed up, and how exactly. How bad that was, right? Let's see. Let's check that out. With our landing replay, before I go to that, let's set our zoom correctly so we have a nice perspective here. There we go. There we go. That is much better. I don't know how to change the default drone camera because that's how I want my drone to start up. So let's have a look. Okay. Sky dolly, has it worked? Yeah. Sky dolly has worked. So let's go back all